always very well. Alia, taking from where Tarak just mentioned about, how things moved in his head after the birth of Ave, has the birth of Raha and you being a mother, which is, I can't even imagine the experience. I mean, what like anybody goes through, because having that energy, that maternal energy. Do you think yourself, and have you thought about this, has that somewhere impacted you as an artist when you're facing the camera today?
Oh yeah.
From when pre-Raha?
Most definitely. Most definitely. And I'm not just saying this because I'm promoting Jigra. Genuinely, swear with all my heart. When I signed Jigra, I think I was in my tigress mode. I was in my most protective, like no one come near her mode.
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
when I saw that trailer,
that was the energy, and it was like, that's why I always say destiny, luck, life has so much to play in things going a certain way for you. Like, forget the fate of Jigra. The fact that it came to me also, I was like, wow, what is the timing of this? That I'm feeling this way, and it came. And it had all of those things laced over it. So for sure, I don't think I'm the same person. I don't want to be the same person. Life has so much more meaning. And I feel like actors can get really self-obsessed if they're always constantly thinking about themselves. Now, when there's another being in your life, suddenly it's like, oh, Alia who? Raha. And Alia's fine, comes in and out. But the focus is on her. And that feeling of nurturing and feeling of my mind always being there is something that will never change now.
And also the other thing is the pressure. He said that he abandoned that pressure because it became about like, if he's feeling the excitement, he's going to get onto that set. You're always touted as like this best actor of our times in Hindi cinema. A lot of it is written, a lot of it is expressed, a lot of it sometimes is a burden to carry. Is it really? Is it when you go and face the camera, do you come with that baggage, or are you able to share it off?
No, I don't think I come with that baggage. I think definitely when the film is up for release, you get a bit of pressure. You get a bit of feeling because tab sab kuch blind
But
pe
that's
aa jata
more
hai
as
na?
a movie star and not as an artist.
No, then it's more like report card aa jayega, But on set and going to set is all about the actor, like the acting process, being directed by a director, collaborating with the team, and I just feel very grateful to be in that moment every day. I love that process of collaborating, especially when, especially with Vasan, I had a blast. He's such a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
So I think about that.
But we spoke about Vasan, and I'm going to get back to him, but I want to speak about your collaboration. This is your second collaboration
with
Shiva. Janata Garage was a massive, massive hit. It was touted as one of your best performances. And then now you're back with Devara. And of course, we've all seen the trailer, and it's magnificent.
You actually saw more than the trailers.
I've seen more than the trailer, but I'm trying not to reveal any spoilers about anything here, because so now you've said it, I'm not saying it. So I went to Hyderabad, Anil and me, we went, Apurva, Anil and I went to Hyderabad. We saw about 30 to 45 minutes of the material, and I was like blown away, because it's a totally different world. Like, he's taken us into, and I won't say anything for people who haven't seen any material, but like, I just want to say that world is new. It's totally new, where there are elements that are so impactful when you see it. And we'll take a beat and talk about how brilliant Saif is as well. But when I saw it, and every time he faces the camera as as the character, as Devara, and there is a certain kind of like magic that just happens. But is that largely, and I felt like I've seen all your work, and I felt like, but with Shiva, there is something special. That's something that he taps into you, that comes right out. Like, and I've seen that in Janata Garage, and I saw that again in Devara. What was your experience working with him?
So we've been friends for quite a long time. We've been friends for I think about 18, 17 years. So our journey started with a movie called Brindavanam. Shiva was predominantly the writer for many super hit movies in Telugu, in Telugu cinema. So we started as friends because he was the writer for Brindavanam. And that's when I understood there's so much potential in him to become a director. And then one fine day, he started off with this movie called Mirchi with Prabhas, which was a super duper hit.
Yes.
And then he went to do Srimantru, which was a super duper hit. Then he did Janata Garage, super hit. Then he did Bharatan Nenu, super hit. But what's so common in all the 4 movies he's done is that this guy carries a kind of a responsibility towards the society. He wants to probably give something back to the society with his movies. So there is this underlying message, and sometimes and he's not too preachy. When you want to give a message-oriented movie, as we call it, it tends to become very preachy. But
Correct.
he's just found this art of making this preachy movie into a very commercially viable, exciting, product. That's his trait. So when we collaborated for Devara, I just see in commercial mainstream film, you always have the protagonist, the hero as we call him, comes out for the downtrodden,
Correct.
people who do not have courage, gives them that courage and takes them forward. But this is such a flip where the protagonist comes from not the downtrodden, but comes from the most powerful and says, यार भाई ज़्यादा courage भी ठीक नहीं है. थोड़ा सा fear रहना चाहिए हमको. Fear is good. You need to have that. See, responsibility comes from fear.
Yes.
So I just love the way he brought this idea that, everybody should have a certain amount of fear. Is I believe in it. कि अगर ज़्यादा भी courageous हो गए ना sir, so there is no stopping
lose
humans.
perspective as well.
Yeah. Humans, we are humans. We are unstoppable. We need to have that kind of responsibility within us.
Yeah.
I just love the way he brought about this message, but with so much padded with a fictitious, over the top world, and that excited me. And I felt that this is a movie I would like to do after RRR.
Yes.
Because after RRR, you need to have that kind of an excitement.
Correct.
At a plot level, it needs to excite you, and that's how we started off with Devara. And I don't know, we never thought that we're going to make this movie into 2 parts. I said, Shiva, don't stop. Just keep writing because there's so many characters. You've mentioned about Saif. The Saif sir's character is probably, I don't know, I really got so excited seeing him when I was watching the whole movie. I just remember that immediately when I saw the movie, when I saw his performance, I went back to Omkara.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought when I saw
Yeah?
it. It gives you that Omkara vibe.
He
He
gives
was
you that Omkara
outstanding.
vibe, and he was outstanding in that movie. And I don't remember when I actually saw him that fabulous. And he's and there's so many characters which we just couldn't stop from developing.
Yeah.
So वो develop होते गया sir. And
Have you already shot part 2? A large
a
chunk
bit,
of it. Okay.
a bit. So we went on, and finally we shot, and all of a sudden we get an alert from the editor, our editor Srikar Prasad. He tells us that, you know what, by the time you finished your first half, we still haven't finished the first half. You've already got a length of 5 hours. I was like, what?
What?
5 hours? Are you kidding me? Because we just didn't realize. We just fell in love with that movie. And then I'm like, no, we need to check ourselves, stop it. Let's write our story. Let's finish our story. Let's see where, what, how, where we can, cut, chuck, or redevelop. Let's see. And that's when I think it was a very conscious decision.
Are you a producer on the film too?
Well, NTR Arts, that's my brother's company. Kalyan Ram is my brother's.
So it's family, as
it's
is like now her sister producing Jigra.
Yeah, no, but like I'm curious, like whether you were sitting in on the edit process and all through it.
Yes,
through in.
yes. We as a team were in it. And Karan
No, I
sir
could tell
knows about it.
when I was there, he was so passionately describing
No,
everything.
of course.
I could tell that he's been part of every beat
Yeah.
of Devara. Like it's now in his
Zehen.
like his puri tarah bas chuka hai abhi, like, it's got there.
Yes, yes.
No, but that director and actor collaboration is the most important association for the success of any feature film, any motion movie. It is really about how you can collaborate with the director. So back to Vasan. Great energy, great guy, such a good person. Like when I met him, I just fell in love with him. I was on the sets with Vasan Bala of a film that I've acted in called Bombay Velvet, which stars your husband, and I was the antagonist of all things. We won't get into any of that, but that's the first time I met Vasan and just loved everything that he's done right after that. And I just knew that the moment Alia would hear this film, she would sign this film. This is the film I knew she would do. And she is, of course, very discerning with her choices. But this is the one film I knew that, you would just bite into. Vasan Bala, what is what we don't know about him and you?
I think that we are very in sync.
Yeah.
And it started very much from the first, before we even started filming. I remember I was in New York and we were putting out the announcement of the film. And I was like, hey, do you want to do like an anime something? Like something to do with this like anime kind of vibe, just to put a really cool visual. I don't know why I said that. And then he just sent me the work in progress unit. We were already on it.
Oh, wow.
That was just the beginning. after that, lots of things where it just happened where before the shot only, I'm like, Vasan, I'm thinking body language. And he said, हाँ वही है. He knew what I was going to say, what I was going to do before I was going to do it. So I think that we're very much in sync. That I have a lot of respect for his process, but also a lot of fondness for his mind. And I use the word fondness is because I feel it's so open to different avenues. It's never it's never sort of closed in. He's so open, but at the same time, his instinct is so strong. So it's not like if I come with every idea, he's taking every idea. He's like, no, she'll do this, but she won't do this. So the process was just, it was very exciting. It was never just a one-note day. It went through so many different notes. And even now, going through the edit and the post and all that, of course, he's doing all the heavy lifting. We are sitting and basically just kind of coming and giving thoughts and opinions whenever we have to do it. But I've always believed that this is a director's medium. It's a filmmaker's medium. And if the filmmaker has not given their heart, soul, everything, and if that voice is not communicating, then something always goes off with the film. And I really feel like this, even the teaser was cut by Vasan. The teaser trailer was cut by Vasan because I'm like, Vasan, nobody else will be able to communicate what you have in your mind. So yeah, I can go on and on talking about him. I really have a lot of love for this
Incredible.
guy.
And I think we have two incredible filmmakers.
And I also have to credit his wife, Prerna,
Yes, Prerna.
who's
She's
also the editor on the
of
film.
Wow.
So their combination is also just magical.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And I always wonder how that happens because, like a husband-wife in an edit room, like, I mean, if I was editing a film, even with a friend, I might have murdered that person.
But you tell me, sir, who takes over? Does a director take over the editor or the editor takes over the director? Because I'm a firm believer of something that films are definitely, yes, they're written,
but they're
made on the edit tables.
Agreed.
But who takes over?
See, according to me, and I have a very strong belief in this, and I don't know if the other filmmakers will agree with me, but see, an editor is many things. An editor is the final stop, okay? Because all takes come to the editor. Everything, every shot comes to the editor. They are the final decision maker, so their instinct has to be bang on. They also have to be screenplay writers. They have to be narrative structurers. They have to be everything. I believe a director should not be in an edit room. I believe very strongly. So that, of course, very different from Vasan's experience or many other filmmakers who
but
were
he was
working
not in the edit apparently until...
So I don't know exactly how he went about it. I don't sit in the edit room. I said, show me, because I'm too attached to every shot. I'm attached to each moment. I will remember a take very differently. We take 20 takes sometimes. But how many times is the 20th take used?
I know.
How many times? Like, I know in my experience of like now 26 years of directing movies, I think rarely has the last take been used. It's always because the actor's instinct is so strong. Whatever comes in the beginning. Then you start indulging yourself. So I believe most directors who get stuck in that edit room will always be just stuck, and that film will always have issues because there will be there. So I think the editor should take over. Like it should be, and therefore the editor.
So you believe that too?
Yeah. And that's a good combination. Then the wife's taking over. That's good. Obviously.
Yeah, of course. And more power to her if she takes over. Like she
all power to her. Yes.
Absolutely. And that process is like, I can't believe that directors are sitting on every take, every shot. I'm like, dude, you were on that set.
But that again, that's that love. I think every filmmaker
every
has
process
this.
is different.
कि यार लड़की को जब विदा कर रहे हो ना सर, वो जो feeling आता है ना एक बाप को.
Just like as parents, I say that there will come a time where you will have to let go.
You have to.
So just as your film is your baby, you at one point, now it's gone to someone else's hands, it will come back to you only.
Back to you, yeah.
But at that point in time, you need to let go and understand that. Now, preparation. Contrary to what happens a lot in Hindi cinema, I know that you are, and many other actors, who are mega stars in Telugu cinema also don't entirely believe in prep, in this word prep. They don't understand that what are you doing for 1 month? Like, what about the magic of the moment? Isn't that gone? I'm sure you're a believer of that, am I right?
Yes, true. See, as I said, too much of prep again does not give you the chance or the avenues to explore yourself. You become so rigid. So I say the less we prep, I mean, like, I don't know. See, South India, especially, South Indian films have always been very chaotically organized.
Nice. Yeah, that's a very nicely way to put it.
I mean, like, see, if there's no chaos, we are not organized.
Yeah.
So we still have that thing that कि यार कल Prince जाना है. The director, the whole team is still sitting that एक और R दीजिए ना और थोड़ा सा edit में थोड़ा सा correction करना है. So it's that the clock is ticking. The prints have to be delivered.
Yes.
And the content has to be delivered, but you're still doing something with your movie. You are shooting for a crazy sequence tomorrow, and everybody is so chill. We're not prepping at all. We know what needs to be done. I think it's that chaos which brings a great amount of organization. And somewhere I think that makes us more instinctive also, sir.
As artists.
As artists. And I believe in spot development also. No matter kitna bhi you've researched, you've written so much, but when you're there, as a director, when your actor is giving something beyond what you've written, are you going to take it or not? Because this was the experience I had with Hindi cinema also. Because when I was shooting for War, Ayan did not know what's going to come. Because he was trying to bring it out from me. कि ये कैसे आने वाला है? I was like, Ayan, I'm very instinctive.
आ जाएगा
वो. कुछ ना कुछ आ जाएगा. Ayan was like, कुछ ना कुछ? हाँ. कुछ ना कुछ आ जाएगा. He's not used to this कुछ ना कुछ.
He loves prep.
He loves prep. And I am completely the opposite.
Yeah.
And then Adi sir was there in between. He was like, it's okay. I get it.